hello to everybody now watching on YouTube who have joined us live. We've done this very unusually. We're live for Moto3, the Australian Grand Prix coverage. We were going to stop and do it all, but the rain is that bad here at Phillip Island. We actually don't know what kind of race day we're going to have, whether or not this will be a developing story that the whole meeting might be cancelled. So welcome to Moto3 watch along commentary. We've been live on Twitch and now we are live on YouTube. The rain is that bad here at Phillip Island. We don't know what we're going to see, but either way, the Grand Prix is about to start. Rain, rain, go away, come back another day. That's pretty much what we're saying. Here it is then, the Moto3 Australian Grand Prix. Pole position for Moon Sasaki. Joel Kelso starts second. Stefano Nepper has third place on the grid. Diego Melvella is fourth. Alongside is Matteo Bertoletti and Colin Vigia. Then it's Dennis Onchu, David Alonso and Adrian Fernandez. Then it's Perez in the 10th alongside Holgado and Ortola in 12th position. Masia 13th, Munoz 14th, Ferroli in 15th, Yamanaka 16th, Riccardo Rossi 17th, Asman starts in 18th position. Ruda is 19th, Farizzo 20th, Salvador takes 21st, Caro is 22nd, RG is 23rd, Fallon 24th, Toba 25th, Whiteley 26th, Artegas takes up in 27th position. There is a lot of water here, there's a lot of standing water, there's a lot of worry, there's a lot of interest about what we could see here today. The one thing that we know is this Moto3 Grand Prix is about to be very, very treacherous. Welcome if you're watching us live here on YouTube and on Twitch. We would have broadcast this in delayed format, but with the weather conditions being so bad, we don't know where this story is going to go. So we took the decision quickly to go on air. Welcome to you for the Australian Grand Prix watch along. This is Moto3. We'll take a break after and go to Moto2 and then to MotoGP's Tissot Sprint later on. But Masia leads the Moto3 World Championship, 209 points as well at the moment. He's closing in. A lot of rain here on Phillip Island. It was forecast. The schedule's moved up an entire hour to try and help fill everything, but it is not looking good. A lot of water, a lot of problems, and there's a worry that we could see red flags coming quickly. So welcome to you. Pleasure to have you. Stay with us here. We're in for a very unusual day. SHT is in the chat room on Twitch as well. I've just got that open, SHT, so welcome to you. Who says, hey Josh, well, I will join you later for the MotoGP Sprint race later. I'm lucky that I'm able to experience watching Zarco get his first ever win yesterday. Today, what's going to happen with the rain coming, but there's a race. I'm looking forward to it. Well, at the moment, the Moto3s are out there, and it looks treacherous. There's a lot of standing water. I'm surprised I haven't put the hands up and said this isn't going to work. We're going to work out exactly what it is. Now, we have red flag distances, and what that means is that we must get to a certain point in a race before the red flag can come out to determine it as a full Grand Prix. Those distances have been revealed to us here on the commentary with the circuit information. So, for Moto3, the finish in case of red flag is lap 16 of the 21. So we need to get to lap 16. For Moto2, it's lap 17 of that race as well. MotoGP doesn't count because their Tissot Sprint is different to that of the race, because we had our MotoGP Grand Prix yesterday. This is the Moto3 Grand Prix coming up for the Moto2 Grand Prix as well. So Sasaki on pole position. Kelso will be alongside on the front row. Then it's Stefano Nepper. A lot of work going on at the moment for the 70 of Joshua Whiteley, who had problems out there. Kaito Toba as well getting into new tarmac. So this is treacherous, this is wet, this is windy. Nobody knows what we are going to see here. Moto3 racing into the unknown. We don't know what we're going to have. Sasaki lines up on pole position. There's a nervous atmosphere here in the paddock. A lot of standing water, a lot of rain still coming down. Moto3, however, will go racing. It's all eyes to the lights. The Moto3 Australian Grand Prix is go! Sasaki pulls away, coming through is Joel Kelso from the middle of the road down towards turn number 1. Stefano Nepper is in third position. There's a lot of movement further back. It's going to be tight into one. And we cut back as well. David Alonso going through, rejoining the race. So that is Diego Monrella starting, and they've all made it through turn 1 at least. They've all made it through turn 1. But there's a couple of riders moving further back that are losing out. And there's a little bit of a Constantino effect in the middle of the pack. Don't like how it is out there. There's a lot of standing water, a lot of treacherousness at the moment as well. Got green flags. Suzuki's having to battle Kelso. We haven't even made it to turn 6 yet. There's a wall of spray around everything. A lot of standing water, but these are Moto3 bikes. They're lighter across it. They should be able to keep it through without going down. Into turn 6. A little bit. I think we might see red flags. I heard there's a couple. Lorenzo Felon's dropped back. There's a lot of standing water. And Colin Vaya up into second position. Vaya makes it through. No jump starts. Stefano Nepa and David Alonso dropping through the field now as well. Ruda down in 26th position. Suzuki leads the race. Four-way scrap at the front. Joel Kelso coming back through on the inside line. They've got to be careful. So it looks like they've all got through cleanly, which is a good start. They don't want to take any risks. Everyone is playing very much by gentleman rules and lady rules out there as well. Just take it calm. Javier Artegas has dropped back. Matteo Bertoletti, Adrian Fernandez goes through. Oh, and that is Fernandez trying to take the lead away from Suzuki and almost losing out. Through now goes Colin Vaya. It's a Husqvarna 1-2 at the moment. Now, will they complete one lap? If they complete one lap, I don't know what the rules say, if they'll red flag it or not. Artegas has been given a double long lap penalty. We already knew about that. So they've done one lap. They seem to be happy. Whether or not it gets worse, the conditions here in Australia are absolutely abysmal. There is literally standing water into turn 1. Fernandez retakes the lead into the first corner away from Suzuki. And it's a little bit like a river. There's a lot of standing water. There is not a lot here. I'm surprised the riders haven't put their hands up to signal to race control that this needs to be red flagged, you know. When I say this is worse than a couple of weeks ago, Salvador's down to 13th. This is worse than what we saw. I'm trying to think, in Japan. Do you remember the MotoGP race in Japan we had a couple of weeks ago? Yeah, this is worse. This is 110% worse. The track, it's got no visibility. It's a coastal circuit, so the wind's blowing it in as well. The water's coming in as Fernandez leads, Suzuki second. Into turn 6 then at Stone Hairpin on lap 2. Fernandez, Suzuki, and we've got a yellow flag sector 2 already, so someone's gone down. It's Alonso. Alonso has crashed out of this race, so David Alonso has brought out the yellow flags. Rider okay, it says, but I'm surprised race control haven't decided that is enough. I'm looking at the timing monitor to see if it goes red. It's the same monitor that you can see at home and I can see. It wasn't a big one for Alonso. It just looks like he's gone down. Toba's completed the long lap penalty, so he gets pushed down at turn 6. And Alonso's going to drop it. Oh, he aquaplaned off. Now that should be a sign to race control. It should be a red flag. Alonso's rejoined the race, but that was a complete aquaplane on the brakes into turn 6. So much wash from underneath the circuit. Just aquaplane straight off the track. If that's not a warning to race control, I don't know what it is. It looks okay though at the back half of the track though. That's the problem. There's a lot of standing water on the curbs, but it just sort of piles up together as Riccardo Rossi Holgado for its changing over as well. Sector 4, the last part of the track, that looks fine. But then as soon as you get across the start line where the water blows in from where the sea is, literally, it's a coastal breeze, so it's literally turn 1, the sea. It's straight after, and it's just blowing in constantly. As around the outside, Dennis Onchu, who seems to be a master in any conditions now, he's having a go at Colin Vaya for 3rd position, Suzuki 2nd. Adrian Fernandez still leads this race then. 19 laps to go. Remember, we have to get to lap 16 for the red flag to come out and then to declare the result. Yeah, lap 16 for Moto3. We're on lap 3 of 21. Without it, 2/3 will not be complete and they can't call the distance. So they need to keep pushing, keep on the attack into turn 6 once more. The only good thing I'm seeing is that Alonso's entered the pit lane as running wide is the 44 of David Munoz. He takes a long lap penalty, I believe. There's an oil flag out there as well for slippery surface. So there's still a little bit of, there's extra debris down there that they need to be warned about. SHT said, also continue talking about Formula E from last week. So Porsche did retain Pascal Wehrlein and Telefis Costa to their team. Yep, they have indeed. Mario Argy is a 156, 416. So we are 20 seconds a lap slower than what we saw with Jack Miller back in 2014 on the Moto3 bike here. Joshua Whiteley has completed his long lap penalty. Adrian Fernandez leads then as we come down to the braking zone through Lukey Heights in towards turn 10 and 11. Fernandez leads. Track's okay. I think they might just keep on with this. It looks like it's only the first sector that is the worst of it. Sectors 3 and 4 are okay, just about okay. Which is good news. We'll continue bringing you the live coverage of Moto3 and Moto2 across YouTube and Twitch throughout the night as we now go to that first sector where there's so much standing water on the grid. This is, yeah, sectors 1 and 2, definitely the worst. This is where we all sort of hold our breath, and David Alonso has rejoined the race, so Alonso has kept going. Dennis Onchu is on the attack back now as well, and Onchu now losing out. Joel Kelso trying to come back on the inside line. Onchu sliding, trying to get past Sasaki. Onchu's got much better traction through turn 3 and 4 in the dampness of the track. Sasaki's going to lose out, and Onchu's going to slip through. That was beautiful from Dennis Onchu. He's proving he can ride in whatever conditions he likes. Really strong stuff there from the young Turkish rider who's won 2 Moto GR3 races this season as well, and both have been absolute classics as well. Won the German Grand Prix and won the Austrian Grand Prix in much similar fashions as well. Salvador's down to 11th. Fabrizio's moved back up into 10th position then. 18 laps to go. And it's a 1.197 gap between Fernandez and Onchu then. Onchu will start bringing that down closer and closer, smaller by smaller. It'll just creep in, start taking him over. A lot of water. And that water's now spreading into the third sector. So do you remember what I just said about sector 3 and 4 being okay? Yeah, forget it. Sector 3 is now starting to get very bad. Top of Lukey Heights is just mist. A lot of mist now. So this part of the track, which previously looked okay, is not looking good. Artegas, a double long lap penalty has been completed. Ricardo Rossi passes David Salvador for 11th and 12th position. And there's Holgado in a battle with Fabrizio. And that's our championship contender, third place. Holgado now. Masia leads the title, 2:15, 6 points clear to Sasaki. Holgado 15 back. Alonso 35 back. Alonso at the back of the field won't score any points today. So this is great news for Juan Masia. Well, here he's in this battle with Holgado actually. So the championship contenders all conjoined together on the run down to turn 1. Oh, they are 6 wide in the spray. This is real. They are so young here. There are 16 to 22-year-old riders out there in the Moto3. This is where they earn their money, right here, right now. This is fantastic. The camera is better than what they are seeing. It may look okay for us at certain angles, but the camera is nothing compared to what they're riding out there. The spray is going to be right up with them. The aquaplaning, the controlling of the bike as well. Absolutely sheer brilliance from everybody here. Oh, and that's a big aquaplane moment coming in for the 72. That's Fabrizio. And going straight on again is David Munoz taking the long lap loop again. Don't think he had to serve a double long lap. I think he's just aquaplaned off. We saw Fabrizio have a big snap coming out of turn 5 towards turn 6 of the hairpin. He had to run it a little bit too deep as well. Sasaki takes it on. Munoz did have to serve a double long lap penalty and has now served a double long lap penalty, so that's good. Fernandez now 1:55.874, so it's a second faster. So track conditions are looking good. So we might just get to lap 16 and then we might see a red flag if race control want to protect the riders and want to get on with the show to try and hurry up everything. Get it to Moto2, get it to Moto3. So get into Moto2, get into MotoGP, the Tissot Sprint, that's later on today. They've all got to sort of close it up together and hold it through. But it's not a bad run at the moment. Good action, good racing, and good constitution for these riders out here today. And Fabrizio comes across, Fernandez comes across the line. And he leads on to lap 6 of 21. So we've got another 10 laps until we can have anything for the red flag. Don't forget, as I heard Gavin Emmett say a second ago, there was a red flag in Japan that got called out as well, and that's when we had to sort of agree with the distance and just sort of go with it. So it's looking safe enough right now. Kelso 155.542, fast time so far. Sector 2, it almost looks washed out from this camera angle now. There's a lot of standing water. So I'm very much impressed. They're continuing to improve. These Moto3 riders have got no fear. They are continuing to set red sector times, finding extra grip, finding extra time. They are superb. Ask them to do something, they will. No questions asked. Here's the race start, and I'll pass over to TNT.
He has got a ride. It was confirmed last night, late on, that he will replace Ana Carrasco in the Bo 8 team. This was the start. You see those gaps on the grid for the likes of Diogo Moreira.
Yeah, a few of them having problems.
Matteo Bertelli, Vicente Perez. What was the start?
This is the replay of the starts we're seeing.
Actually really well to get through, but look at that, Olgado, look at him now.
Yeah.
Running out wide.
Right. I'm looking back at our championship leader, Jalma Masia, just dropped down to 15th place. You get to a point, you look at your pit board, it says P15, and you've got to think to yourself, look, I'm defending a championship, but if there's no point me riding around scoring no points or 1 point.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of experience as Jalma, and it's usually in these conditions you've got to use that wealth of experience, especially when you're racing against some really young rookies.
Fastest in warm-up this morning, Neil. Conditions, though, were nothing like this. It was a damp track, but there wasn't too much spray.
This is sodden.
The wind was a little bit lighter.
Oh, Sasaki. Sasaki trying to go right round the outside of Kelso. Didn't work out there. Was a bit too close for comfort, actually, at several parts of that race. Just taking it small, just taking a little bit of grip. It's just sort of pinching at the screen. You just want to keep him through. 155.434 for Colin Vire. He's set the fastest lap of this race so far, but we're still 9 seconds off the pace of Miller. It was 11 at the start, so yeah, we've improved 2 seconds, but 2 seconds to a track that's just not getting faster and faster. It's difficult. Lap 7 of 21. We'll have to go to lap 8 and then another 8. We're not even at halfway before we can red flag it. That's the question. Are they going to red flag it? Is that we saw that in MotoGP. Remember in Japan, we got to the half distance mark where we had to bring out the red flag, where we could bring out the red flag, and they did it immediately. As soon as it got to where they could red flag it and cancel the race, that's what happened. Monrella has come into the pit lane. So Diego Monrella, who had a fight to start this race, has come in after crashing on the way to the grid. He said, that's enough. I'm not going to fight this anymore. And he's come in, and it's probably best. If you've got a broken bike, the last thing you want to do is ride it in these conditions, because that's just asking for a serious injury. And Asman drops down to 13th place. Salvador Felon move up into 11th and 12th, so they've moved up now. Track getting a little bit, it's a lot of standing water on Lukey Heights at the drop of the 10, 11, 12. A lot on the bottom there that they don't want to see. Quite surprised, actually. They're still sort of condensing it down, keeping it down. Fernandez leads. There is Diego Monrella with that pulling out of the race. Fernandez 154.692. Onchu faster 154.481. Kelso is 2 thousandths off the pace of Onchu on that last lap, so they are matching each other. Rain looks like it actually stopped coming through the first 2 sectors. That's a relief. Maybe, but there is more rain due to come in throughout the day and heavier winds. It's why everything's been moved around. Moto 2 will get quite interesting. Just the fingers crossed that Moto 3 didn't get red flagged. That's the only thing we were worried about, because standing on the grid, Neil Hodgson said it was raining at a 45-degree angle. It was getting so bad that the race control was thinking about abandoning the race and calling it all off on safety grounds. I'm delighted to say that hasn't happened, obviously, because we're now on lap 8 of 21, but we've got to do another 8 laps. So it's 8 to 16 to 21. Not exactly how the math works, but that would be 3/4, 75 distance. The red flag lap is lap 16. We must complete that, so to get the red flag out, because it goes back a lap. So we'll see if anything comes through on that factor. But Adrian Fernandez dominating so far. He's half a tenth clear of Dennis Onchu. Half a second, I should say. Not half a tenth, half a second clear. too much Formula One sprinting and racing in the past. It's Sunday now, you've got to remember. It is Sunday here for the first time. Everything's happening. Moto3 on a Sunday. So the race started at midnight UK time. They've done the warm-ups this morning. Moto3 and Moto2 even had warm-ups in damp conditions because of change of climatic conditions. As the rules dictate 15-minute session. MotoGP had their normal warm-up. They'll go out in this for the Tissot Sprint later on. That might where it gets a little bit more dangerous. Moto3 is less powerful bike, so they can just about handle this. Moto2, you start to wonder if the rain comes back, if that's possible. MotoGP, you really worry whether or not we will see a Tissot Sprint later on, which is 12 points across 13 laps and a crucial, with Bagnaia leading the title by, what, 26 points now? Maybe 28, actually, to Jorge Martin, who dropped from 1st to 5th in the Grand Prix yesterday. Yeah, remember, we had the Australian Grand Prix for MotoGP yesterday. Johan Zarco was a maiden winner. We've got the Tissot Sprint today at the end of that. Not too bad coming to turn 6, actually, now. So I reckon they might let Moto3 go to the end, you know. We've only had one crash. That was Monrella. He came back in. Onchu was back in the pit. Alonso gone back out on the circuit, so he's rejoined the race now. Monrella, he went down twice, came back in. That's the only one. Might just get okay. They might just continue this one. We're 1/3 distance though, 9 to 21. Yellow flag sector 2. I eat my words. Ivan Ortola, and Filippo Faroli have crashed out. So Ortola and Faroli have both crashed out. Riders okay, we're being told. But yeah, Faroli and Ortola have crashed out of this race. Is it at the same part of the track? That's what we're waiting to see. Well, they've both gone down sector 2, so it has to be the same part of the track. And they were running together. Yeah, turn 4 for Faroli. Is Ortola turn 4? Waiting for... Yeah, they're both the turn 4, so they have crashed together. And there is Ortola walking away. So Ivan Ortola's out of it. Masia has passed Salvador. So Masia has passed Salvador. He's got back through. And yellow flag sector 4. That's where the worst the conditions were. So I eat my words a little bit there. As we're approaching half distance... Race still green. Yellow flags have been brought in. Great work by the marshals there. Turn 1, 2. So 3 and 4. It's here. It's coming through 3 and 4. The Pedrosa Strona corners as well. It must have just dropped the front, coming together, and just gone straight off the track. Haven't seen a replay of it yet from the cameras on race control, so I've got nothing to judge it on, nothing to go on TV pictures, I'm afraid. Only what we are seeing here on the angles. As they continue running. Fernandez by 0.4 of a second now to Onchu. Kelso holding off for 3rd position. This is the Moto3 Grand Prix you are watching for the Australian Grand Prix in extreme conditions. And they are riding like champions out there. The bravery needs to be respected for the Moto3 riders. This is treacherous conditions they're riding in. And they are doing it perfectly. Only had a few crashes, 3 retirements. Alonso still going after crashing. And the suspect is, will we go to lap 16 and the red flag comes out? Or will we finish the race in total? Exactly how long is the Moto3 Australian Grand Prix going to last? Lovely hearing the bikes in the back of the shot as well. Fernandez 4.5 tenths on Onchu as well. Let's have a look at the championship. Masia down in 10th position will lead the title by 9 points to Sasaki. And we've got a yellow flag sector 4. Yellow flag sector 4. It's gone in now immediately, so wasn't that big of a problem. Now it's out again, and Munoz has crashed out. Munoz crashed out as Sasaki goes on the inside, and yeah, David Munoz has crashed out in sector 4. So I wonder if that's on the start line, actually, coming out the last corner. So I think that's down at turn 16 as they come into it. So a few changes. Yep, Munoz up and walking away. That's great to see, but he has crashed out of this race. The rain's getting heavier. I'm looking now at an image that the rain is getting finer and heavier, and he dropped it on entry. And Munoz looking not to get collected by his own bike there. He's skidded across the mud. He doesn't even know what happened there. So yellow flags out sector 4. I think that the rain is starting to get heavier again. He did quieten down in the middle half a second ago. We're at half distance, lap 11 of 21. There's 11 laps to go. And the rain was getting lighter. We thought we might just get it, but now it's starting to spread to each sector. So will we continue? And it's getting finer. The wind's picking up as well, I can see. So we were in the eye of the little storm as well. So I now start to second guess myself and wonder if Dorna and FIM race control might be looking at lap 16 just to complete that, then throw the red flag and get everybody in and say, that's it, we've done it. But they could have just reduced the race distance. I don't know why they didn't think of that. They could have just reduced it to 16 laps. If they want to push it for the whole distance, I don't know why or what it says in the regulations, but as things stand, we have to go the whole hog, which puts it through now at this distance. 11 laps to go. Fernandez by 0.4 of a second ahead of Munoz. Lap 16, remember, that's the red flag line. If they want to have it. It is now visibly bad on the start-finish straight. A lot of standing water, a lot of spray running into the first corner. And that's Kelso round the outside of Sasaki into the first corner. So Kelso makes the move. I was starting to think maybe we could get to the end. I'm not now. I'm now thinking lap 16 riders might start putting their hands up. But then race control say, well, you've been fine for 16 laps. Why can't you complete the last a couple? 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 5 laps. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, 5 laps will be the total. But it's a question if race control want people to actually keep safe out there. Onchi might be on for a 3rd race win here. Every single lap just slowly closing in. He was 2 tenths faster on that last lap. You can see it the same as me. Adrian Fernandez, a 1:52.766. Dennis Onchu, 1:52.588. So he's 2 seconds a lap faster each time around. So Onchu is there with Adrian Fernandez. And he's closing. Onchu might go for a move here. Onchu knows that he's got to lead on lap 16 if that red flag comes out. He knows he needs to hit the front. Start finding the conditions of what it's like. Over the top of Lukey Heights. Onchu's going for it. Down on the inside line and towards turn 11. It's a brave, bold move. Yep, and decides that's not the way I want to play it. Does indeed back out. Just has a little bit of a risk of... a little bit of a look. A little bit of a risk of reward situation. Kelso holding on for 3rd. Sasaki happy in 4th. No one wants to change anything just yet. They're just going through the motions, not wanting to change. And I'm now looking. There's a yellow flag sector 4 as Argy has crashed out of the race as well. But I was just looking at a very lot of fine rain being blown by the wind violently across the track towards the right-hand side of the pit wall. Down the start-finish straight. There's a lot of water here as Argy has crashed out as well. Confirmed to us now on the TV pictures up here. He's moved down in the sector. So Mario Argy in the last, I think the same part of the track actually that we saw go down for David Munoz. Yeah, same part. So not too good an opportunity there. It's turn 8. It's even earlier. It's into 9 and 10. Wow. So that's even before Lukey Heights. So, lap 13 to 21. 16 is the cut-off for the red flag, I do remind you. Vicetti Perez up to 11th place, passes Matteo Bertoletti. There is watching on for... Yeah, that's Mario Argy, who's now been removed out. Oh, and he was just on entry to turn 11. I thought he wasn't turn 8, you know. Is it turn 11? Exactly the same part as David Munoz. Just literally turned in. The bike just dropped. Aquaplaned across the track. Soon as he hit the brake, down he went. Nothing he could do about it. And just went down. Just the smallest touch of the front brake and you're just down on the deck. And it's so treacherous now. And this is starting to worry me. The wind's picking up as well. I'm trying to have a look. There's a man on the track. There's a man on the side of the track. What's happening there? I saw there's a marshal at the side of the track. What was that about? At the top of Lukey Heights, there's a man. Looks like a marshal. Oh! Huge accident mid-pack. And is that Salvador? Yeah, it's David Salvador. Salvador, literally same part of the track at 9 and 10 at the exit of Lukey Heights. Turns in, aquaplaned, straight down, and it was a high side as well. He did nothing there at all. hits the puddle, aquaplane mid-track. Now I'm starting to think that we might get a red flag in 2 laps, and that's Sasaki passing Kelso for 3rd place as we run into turn 1. So that's Sasaki closing in on Masia's championship lead. 7 points the gap now between Masia and Sasaki in the standings. Kelso's lost out on the podium. So 2 laps until the red flag can come out. I'm starting to think Race Control will throw it. I wouldn't be surprised if that red flag came out as soon as they crossed the line to complete lap 16. I really wouldn't, because conditions are getting worse. Riders are now starting to go down more frequently due to the conditions. Sasaki beautifully towed Kelso into turn 1. The slipstream behind him, pulled out to the right-hand side, which is the inside into turn 1, and allowed the bike to sort of ride. He was surfing the curb there. Beautiful between the two as they exit now. And I'm looking, there's fans dancing in the background of shots. Lot of problems then. It's getting worse out there as well. And it's getting darker. I know it's not, because it's 10:29 a.m. here in Australia. We're 10 hours. Well, Australia's 10 hours ahead of where we are in the UK commentating on this, but it's getting darker. And I'm just starting to think we've got MotoGP coming up in about 2.5 hours' time, and that'll be 1 o'clock local. So I'm just thinking, is it too much there for much to happen? We shall see. We're about to start lap 15. I hope this race goes full distance. Now it looks fine across the start line. It's really bizarre. It keeps fluctuating. The camera, I remind you, is looking down on the track. The riders are looking into the fog. So the camera is looking down on the track, which means it's got clearer visibility, clearer angles. We're seeing it in 4K, and the riders are looking at it straight on. So effectively, imagine a shower. You're standing at the side of a shower and you're seeing the water going down, then get in the shower and look up and you're seeing the water coming right towards you. That's how I would describe the difference of what's happening right now on this track. As they're all just closing in. Masia's up to 9th. He's past Bertoletti and he's got 3/10 to Riccardo Rossi. I'm not seeing too much rain down at turn 6 as Fernando's twitching a little bit. And Onchu's gone a bit too deep. Onchu's gone wide. He nearly has a high side as well. Onchu at the exit of turn 6 of Stoner Hairpin, having a bit of a twitch at the rear, well held from the young Turkish rider. And Amul Sasaki goes back up into 2nd position. Amazing for Onchu not to lose out to Joel Kelso there. But we're on that 15, so we're about to see if we see hands go up and red flags. We're about to see, and Kelso's passed Onchu. Kelso passes Onchu through 8 and 9 as we come up towards Lukey Heights. So Onchu's off the podium at this rate. Sasaki's going to be moving in, I think, 4 points the gap in the championship now if it was to be red flagged. We've got Marshall sort of standing out in the middle, scarecrows out there everywhere with the rain as they turn through once again. I'm being fooled. It's a scarecrow to keep the seagulls away from that part of the track, actually. So smart after a couple of years ago. Right. Are you ready? Because we're about to see what's going to happen. Lap 16 of this race is now. 16 to 21. This is when the red flag can come out from race control. This is when we can now declare this race official. 6 laps to go. A 1:52.350. That's the fastest lap time from Adrian Fernandez. So we have now gone on yellow flag sectors 3 and 4. Asman has crashed out. Rider okay. So we've got Asman out as well. So this is the lap where we can throw the red flag and the race be declared a full result. I'm not seeing anything yet from anybody putting their hands up, but Asman has crashed out. He is apparently rider okay, but we're all now just keeping our eyes focused, keeping our eyes on Asman walking away. Gap now, Masia will be on 2:16. Sasaki will be 2:13 in the standing. So if it is red flag, Sasaki will be happy because there'll be a 3-point gap in the championship going into the last couple of races. And Buriram is next weekend in Thailand as well. So there's an emphasis there to do something. I'm not seeing anything from race control at the moment on a red flag. I'm looking at the timing screens. It's green at the moment. If it goes red, I'll give you permission to shout at me in the chat rooms. But lap 16 and 21 was the cut-off time where we could red flag the race and have it declared as a full result for Moto3. We're seeing a couple of riders go down. We're down to 19 out of the 30 that started, the 27 that started, so that shows you. Sasaki now, and Messia's down to 10th. So, the leader's down. Fernandez has crashed out. Aquaplane to the exit of Lukey Heights. Adrian Fernandez, who was doing everything right, and that means that Amu Sasaki takes the lead of the championship. And is the red flag now going to come out to stop the race? Sasaki crosses the line. He'll be wanting to red flag it because he will now lead by 3 points in the championship. Sasaki takes the lead. Fernandez has rejoined. He rejoined, I believe, in 5th position. Not too much of a loss, but he had the race lead. And now we've got a fantastic three-way fight here between Sasaki, Kelso and Onshu. Sasaki going for, I believe, his 3rd win. Onshu going for his 3rd win. Joel Kelso on the 66 bike going for his 1st ever win in Moto3. 5 to go. We're not going to red flag. That's a surprise. 3 wide. So we are going to go to the end of this race then. With 5 to go. Onshu might just have a way back through here. Rossi's passing Fallon. And there is Adrian Fernandez down in 5th position now. He's riding on and my heart breaks for him. Let's go over to TNT. Tell us how.
Tips it in. Yeah, it's washing out. So look, you can see where the slide marks where the 2 other riders had crashed. Yeah. The exact same crash. Do you know
just on that wider line.
Yeah, slightly wide. It's obviously there's a slippy patch just if you're a metre wide, and he was. First mistake we've seen him do, and he had to pay for it.
Oh, dear me.
Yep, had to pay for it. Didn't want to pay for it. Disappointed. He had to pay for it. That's not fair, in my opinion. It wasn't his fault. It was a remarkable effort to try on this one. I feel for Adrian Fernandez. He didn't put a foot wrong in this race. Absolutely pitch perfect. But Sasaki now leads on course for his 3rd ever win. Rain looks like it's easing off a little bit in the 3rd and 4th sectors. That's good news for Moto2 that's coming up in around about, I don't know actually, 40 minutes or so? Somewhere around there, isn't it? 4 laps to go then. We're going to go to the full distance here as Onshu passes Kelso for 2nd position. So Kelso, who hasn't won a race, down to 3rd. And it's Sasaki versus Onshu, who have both won 2 races. Oh, and Artegas has crashed. Artegas has crashed out. And he was running in 12th position. Why have they not red flagged this? It's really strange. And there's Artegas. He's up and walking away. Guess where? Turn 11. Same part as we've seen so many riders go down this afternoon. And Artegas has rejoined the race. So they're dropping it, getting back up. Messia's up to 8th. That's crucial because has he retaken the championship lead? I think he has. Messia, I think they might be level on points. We need to take a look at that. With Messia going back up 2 places, it gives him 2 extra points, and it was a 2-point gap. So I think I'm under the assumption that Sasaki and Messia at the moment are on identical points. There is one Messia. Sasaki leads by 1 point. So Sasaki's on 218 points. Messia is on 217 points. So it's a 1-point gap in the World Championship for Moto3 as things stand. Very nicely done then. Very nicely handled, actually. I like how that's going. A lot of interest, a lot of intrigue coming into it. Oh, and Kelso runs it deep at turn 11. Just losing out a little bit much. Coming out of Lukey Heights. Gotta be so careful here. You don't want to throw it away. Into 12 and 13 and 14, the last 2 corners on the track. Onshu's gonna slipstream with Sasaki. And how many times have we seen this between these 2 this year? Onshu v Sasaki in the last couple of laps. It's a replay of what we saw between the 2 of them at the German Grand Prix earlier on in the year. And Onshu is no stranger to a last corner, last gasp manoeuvre. And he will be capitalising on this. He will be finding the way through. Trailing it through turn 1 and 2. You can see the wash of the other bikes streaming it through. Nice move on the inside line. Few picture breakups there. Still wondering about what's happening with Moto2. There's due to be more heavier rain coming in, so you've got to sort of take a worry about that. Take it into consideration, take a worry. Because if it does rain, then it's going to be, well, I don't want to say problematic, but for Moto2, it's a lot harder if it rains because it just creates more aquaplane moments, more problems out on the circuit. And they're going to keep on the attack. And Perez has crashed out sectors 1 and 2. So now the first two sectors are having problems. So Perez has crashed out. I think everybody's going to score a point at this point as well. Now Perez is down 11th anyway, so that doesn't affect Macia's title challenge at the moment at the front. But Vicente Perez out. Is that down a turn? That's down to turn 4 and 5, isn't it? Here he is walking away. It's turn 2, wow. So that's a long sweep. It's the right-hander at turn 2. Scarecrow still terrifying me out there at the side of the track. 3 to go, about to become 2 to go. Sasaki v Onshu. They've dropped Kelso. Gap now between them two, 1.284 seconds. So there was a needy gap between that had to be filled and was indeed filled between them as they'll loop it back up. 3 laps to go. And now 2 to go as they come into the Becker's. I don't know if that, actually, I don't know, is it? Can't tell if it's a Scarecrow or real, so it's fooling me, so it must be fooling the birds. Very good Scarecrow. But there's also Marshall standing out there as well, so who knows? 2 to go though. We're going to go the full distance then here for the Moto3 Australian Grand Prix. Let's hope we go the distance for Moto2 and MotoGP as well, but a lot can happen on a drying track. Look at this battle then. It will go down to the end. Sasaki versus Onshu, both going for their 3rd ever win in Moto3. Onshu was all over the back coming through turns 2 and 3 on Sasaki. Coming down into turn 6 into Stoner hairpin. Onshu trying to look around the outside. Sasaki holding the inside line. Just steps the bike up a little bit. Onshu didn't even attempt a turning angle. Just keeps it through. Joel Kelso, the Australian on home soil. If these two come together, what a very popular win it will be for him as well. Just holding it together. An amazing race. An amazing triumph we are seeing here at the moment happen. The championship needs to go Sasaki's way. He'll have a 1-point lead to Macia. As things stand, he can't afford Onshu to get through. But it'll be one more lap around this 2.76 mile circuit. Gap 3 tenths. It was 2 tenths at the opening lap, but now it's increased again. So Sasaki made a mistake in that first 2 parts of the opening sector, turns 1 and 2. So much debris at the exit of the track now as well. We've gone the distance then here at Moto3. Didn't think we would. Happy we have. Out of the last corner then. And Onshu puts pedal to the metal, closes up, final lap the call, and it's a 2-way fight into turn 1. Onshu's on the inside line, he's shaking his head to Sasaki. Onshu backs out of it, smart from Onshu. A couple of years ago he caused a major accident in Moto3, but he's got the cut back through 1 and 2. Onshu's really finding the grip, he's really finding where he's suitable. That Red Bull KTM Aijo bike is working with him. The Husqvarna Sasaki closing in. Sasaki defending the line through 2, 3 and 4. Into 5 and 6, the last 2. This is 5. Turn 6 is the Stoner hairpin. Brakes late. Onshu's going to go for it. Has to. It's an opportunity to overtake. Sasaki runs wide. Onshu plays the long loop run. Gets a better exit, more power. Quicker exit than Sasaki, who shuts the door, coming into 9 and 10. This is looking good as we come up towards Lukey Heights. Onshu's going to go for it. He's no stranger to a last lap overtake. He did it in Austria, and he did it in Germany at the Sachsenring as well. Can we see an opportunity for a little bit of an overtake? Into Lukey Heights, uphill. It's a downhill braking zone. 3 corners left. There isn't that long to go. Sasaki's going to have to go defensive. Onshu's going to try and break into turn 11 at Lukey Heights. Onshu takes the lead. They hit the dust. And through goes Onshu. Jose Ruda gets out of the way of his teammate. Dennis Onshu in the last corner has taken it away. The 1-point advantage Sasaki would have has gone. Macia will lead the title by 4 points. It's out of the last corner. He's done it again. 3 wins in 2023. Dennis Onchu wins the Moto3 Australian Grand Prix and is once, twice and 3 times a winner in his career in 2023 on home soil. Joel Kelso finishes 3rd. Sasaki is 2nd. Via 4th. And Juan Masia will keep the championship lead by 4 points and finish in 8th place to have 4 points to the championship. Masia 217, Sasaki 213, Masia is 8th, and Fernandez finishes ahead of Rossi at the line. And Holgado battling with Joshua Whiteley. Whiteley getting points. I'm having a look actually for the vision track of where the other one is. Where's the other vision track? Whiteley is down there, but we didn't see the other one for Scott Ogden. Ogden not taking part, I don't think. I can't see him on the running order. Points for vision track. 14th for Joshua Whiteley. Mega impressive. Holgado finishes 13th. Yamanaka 15th. But Dennis Onchu, the Turkish rider, wins the Moto3 Australian Grand Prix and does a wheelie in style. We go the distance down under for Moto3 in treacherous conditions. It's the young Turkish star who is dominating. Well done, Dennis Onchu. Truly perfect. From a young hothead to a smart, calculated winner. Mega impressed with Onchu's development. I've watched it. Mega impressive. His 3rd ever win, and his 3rd win of the season to go along the side Germany, Austria, and here in Australia. Brilliant race win for Dennis Onchu here in Australia. So let's take a look then at the full results. Dennis Onchu wins, Sasaki 2nd, Joel Kelso 3rd, Colin Via 4th, Fernandez 5th, Rossi 6th, Frizzo 7th, Masia 8th, Bertoletti 9th, Fallon in 10th. Caro is in 11th, her best ever result and gets points. Stefano Nepa is 12th, Holgado 13th, Whiteley 14th, Yamanaka 15th, Ortega 16th, Toba 17th, and Ruda 18th. And out of the race, Perez, Asman, Salvador, Argi, Alonso, Munoz, Ortola, Ferroli and Monrella. In the world standings, Masia leads on 217 points by 4 points to Sasaki on 213. An amazing championship ride then, an amazing run. We'll be back in around about 20 minutes for all the action from Moto2. Thanks for your company. We'll see you for Moto2 up next here on YouTube and Twitch. Bye for now.